Miami Dolphins defeat the Los Angeles Rams 14-10. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Miami Dolphins defeat the Los Angeles Rams 14-10. The Dolphins come back from down 10 points in the fourth quarter. They were down 10 to nothing, to nada. And they came back in the fourth quarter with only like 5 minutes. I mean, they went down the field, scored a touchdown, got a Rams 3-and-out, went down the field and scored another touchdown. It was pretty incredible for a game that was really boring. I mean, let's just call it what it was. Yeah, it was a very defensive game, but it's not like we saw a lot of defensive plays or miraculous plays. Like, you know, a couple weeks ago, actually it was over a month ago now, we had the Seahawks and the Cardinals tie, and I actually was the defender of that game. I said, hey, yes, this game was low scoring, but I saw some great defensive plays, some great interceptions, some great tackles for losses, some great sacks. I didn't see great plays today. I mean, it was good play. It was just quarterbacks dropping back, throwing the ball incomplete. You know, it really wasn't anything exciting. There wasn't like incredible sacks or incredible interceptions like I thought I saw in that game, suspense or anything like that. The suspense came in the fourth quarter, but it was over before you know it. So it really didn't matter to me, yeah, unfortunately. But it was, I guess, it was a below average game. But hey, at the end of the day, the Dolphins won the game, and that's all that we really care about. And for the LA Rams, okay, you start Jared Goff, and you absolutely handicap him. You handcuff this guy. Not one pass completed over 10 yards. He was 0 for 5 on passes beyond 10 yards, and they just wanted to dink and dunk him. They were babysitting him. They were holding his hand. They said, hey, we don't want you to lose this game. Watch as you're handcuffed. You will be a slave today. You will do nothing today. We don't want you to mess up this game for us. And ultimately, I believe it lost you the game because you cannot expect your defense to hold the other team for the entire game. It's just not going to happen. I know that's how you won against the Jets last week, and that's how you beat Seattle. But it's just not really going to work on a consistent basis in the NFL. Sooner or later, teams are going to score 14 points, okay? And when they score 14, you need to be able to score 17, to score 24, to score 30 if you need to. There's going to be moments in a game where you're going to have to go down the field and score. You're going to have to do it. And this Rams team, they can't do it. They're the worst offense in the league, right next to the Cleveland Browns and the San Francisco 49ers. And I believe that there's reason to believe that both of those teams have better offenses than this team, okay? Because I can see some flashes and some nice plays and at least some highlights, you know, just some big plays out of those offenses. I see nothing from this offense week in and week out. The last game they really played that was really well was against the Lions. That was about a month ago now. They haven't done anything since. They scored 10, they scored 10, they scored 9, they scored 10. I mean, this offense is an absolute abomination. They stink. They can't move the... Oh my God, Kenny Britt, who's actually having a nice season. I'll give him that. He's your best weapon. You have Todd Gurley, who I had huge expectations for. I said, draft this guy number 1 in your fantasy league. Hopefully you didn't listen to me in this case because this guy's been disappointed. And today he had a 24-yard touchdown. Who cares? He did not make an impact outside of that touchdown. He hasn't been an impact all year, and that's just the damn truth. We expected more from Todd Gurley, and we can blame the offensive line saying they need to make more holes and whatnot, but the offensive line wasn't very good last year, and he still made big plays. We're not seeing those plays from Todd Gurley. I don't know if he didn't put in the work in the offseason or what, but we're not seeing it right now in this back. When you look at the end of the game, and what went wrong? Number one, what went right for the Dolphins was Devante Parker said, hey, wait a minute, I'm good. And this is something that for some reason he forgot in the middle of the season. He wasn't doing anything. He had like one game where he had like 4 yards, like 3 games where he had like 20 to 25 yards. Just nothing from Devante Parker. And then the last 2 weeks against the Chargers and in this game, he's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm good. Let me do stuff. And he's doing stuff, and he had a great number of catches, of great catches and great plays, moving the football down the field for the Dolphins consistently, bailing out Ryan Tannehill on some throws that I didn't think were very good at all. He would go down, he would snatch, he would go up, he would snatch, he would go right, snatch it, snatch, and come down with these crucial catches that this team needed, that they needed to win the game, and ultimately they won the game. And for Ryan Tannehill, okay, this is a guy I thought was going to get benched in the middle of the season, and I didn't say this as a reactionary thing. I had this before the season. He saved his job at this point. It looked bleak after they lost to the Tennessee Titans. It looked bleak, but ever since that moment, this team has been running the ball well, and he's been playing better. And today he played well. They won the game mainly, not mainly, but mostly I'd say due to him. I mean, he was the catalyst. He's the quarterback. He's leading his team down the field. Again, Devante Parker did bail him out, but at the end of the day, he's the quarterback, and he's the one that led them down the field. And that's something from Ryan Tannehill that I need to see him do more, and he's doing that. So that's nice to see for him. And also, what a touchdown by Jarvis Landry. It really wasn't by Jarvis Landry, though. It was by this offense, by this offensive line, by these tight ends, by these offensive tackles that Jarvis Landry basically caught a ball at the 5-yard line, was then stuck up by Rams defenders, and then you saw Dolphins offensive linemen and tight ends come over and just bully Jarvis Landry past the goal line. That is a great sign right there for this football team. They're buying in to what Adam Gase is selling. They think they're a good football team. They say, we're going to bully you. We're going to win this game. And it was a fantastic play. You don't see this kind of effort from the Browns, from the Rams, from the 49ers. And that's what differentiates a good team from a bad team that said, hey, let's go help this guy. Let's go get him over the goal line. It was a tremendous play, and it was a touchdown, and it helped lead them to victory. So when it comes to the Rams, from here on out, I think y'all in trouble. And I mean big, big, big trouble. I don't know why y'all decided to make Jared Goff the starter now. I think it was a mistake because the upcoming stretch is pretty freaking tough. Y'all have a very difficult schedule coming up. I'm going to pull it up real quick. But while I do, when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, today the Chiefs lost, and this was a loss that no one was expecting. And I'm now thrusting you guys back. I'm doing it, okay? I can decide this. I'm now thrusting you guys back into the wild card discussion, okay? Because the Chiefs have a very difficult schedule coming up themselves, and they're going to lose some games. They're going to lose at least one to the Broncos. I think the Raiders are going to get revenge against them. I think the Chargers might get revenge against them. If all of this happens and the Dolphins can keep winning games, I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if this Miami Dolphins team makes the playoff over the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a very real possibility. No one's talking about it right now. No one's seeing it. I see it right now. Also, the Denver Broncos, they could also choke too, although their schedule is a little bit more favorable. But if they lose to the Titans and they get swept by the Chiefs, then things change there. But this Miami Dolphins team is a legitimate playoff contender. This is something I did not think I would say before the season, but it is something that I'm saying now. Now, here's the upcoming Los Angeles Rams schedule that I think is going to cause them a lot of grief. Next week, they go to New Orleans. The week after that, they go to New England. The week after that, they host Atlanta. The week after that, they go to Seattle. 1, 2, 3, 4 losses. L, okay? All of them. Every single one of those games are losses, unless if the Atlanta Falcons sleep on you, and I doubt they do that. So get ready, because a lot of people are going to start talking trash about Jared Goff, about how he stinks, about how he's 0-2, 0-3, 0-4, and 0-5, and you're not going to like those conversations at all. Get ready to have those conversations in your local barbershop. All right, so with that said, I'm talking to Rams fans, by the way. With that said, let's move on to the other afternoon games. Not anything spectacular about these games, so we won't spend too much time on them. The New England Patriots, they went to San Francisco, they got it done, and early, it actually looked a little close. The Patriots were only up 13-10. The 49ers went down, scored a touchdown to make it 13-10, and we say, wait a minute, are the Patriots really going to choke this one away? And of course not. They absolutely blitzed them from here on out. You saw Malcolm Mitchell with a tremendous 56-yard touchdown, and the Patriots win the game. Okay, so the Patriots are now back on track, and for the 49ers, hey, you're playing better with Colin Kaepernick. Now, unfortunately, the Colin Kaepernick era just has to be over. Okay, he's playing better, yeah, but he needs to move on. You need to move on. So you have to be encouraged, but don't buy into this. Don't fall in love with Colin Kaepernick. Now, you got to get him out of there. You got to get that contract out of there. Don't fall in love with Colin Kaepernick right now. We move on to the other game, the final game. The Seattle Seahawks of the afternoon games. The Seattle Seahawks defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 26-15. Now, I thought the Eagles were going to compete a little more than they did, but they fell behind early and they couldn't catch up, okay? It's just too hard to catch up against this Seattle Seahawks defense and team. They're just too good. They're just way too good. You're seeing the problem with the Eagles right now. Their wide receivers stink, okay? They're horrible. Nelson Aguilar with another huge drop today. It's just a horrible drop. And no one can make plays consistently for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, I mean, he held his own today. I mean, he didn't play perfect, but he played pretty freaking well if you actually look at the film. The problem is the wide receivers, they can't make plays for him. And until they can get wide receivers in here, they're not going to be able to make the playoffs to me. We'll see if the Redskins can win tonight. If the Redskins win tonight, I think the Eagles' playoff chances, they're looking really slim to none there because they have to catch the Redskins. I think the Redskins are primed to take one of the wild card spots right now. The Eagles competing for that responsibility and for that privilege, but it's tough. And the Eagles, don't forget though, they're very good at home. So they're going to win plenty of home games. I think they're going to beat the Cowboys at home. I think they're going to beat this team at home. I think they're going to beat that team at home. But can they win on the road? And the answer thus far this season, no, they can't do it. And until they can do it, they're not going to be able to make the playoffs. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the afternoon games. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out.